Lucas, an off-duty black officer, decided to celebrate his recent promotion at a small, well-known restaurant in town. With his confident demeanor and warm smile, Lucas expected a memorable evening. However, upon entering, he felt the weight of an uncomfortable silence that hung in the air like a heavy fog. Guided to his table, he noticed the stares and muffled whispers of the staff, a stark contrast to the bustling, cheerful atmosphere he had anticipated.
When it came time to order, the waiter, a young man named Eric, approached his table with palpable hesitation. With a strained voice, Eric informed Lucas that the restaurant could not serve him. Shocked and disbelieving, Lucas demanded an explanation. He was met with evasive apologies and excuses that poorly masked a deeper discomfort among the staff. Insisting on a clear reason, Lucas was soon confronted by the manager, a middle-aged woman with a strict appearance. She approached with a tight-lipped expression and a rigid posture. "I'm sorry, but we cannot serve you," she stated flatly, her eyes avoiding his. Lucas, maintaining his composure, asked, "And why is that? What have I done to warrant this treatment?" The manager's eyes flickered with something akin to guilt before she replied, "It's just our policy." Her explanation was devoid of any valid justification, revealing a deep-seated prejudice. Without causing a scene, Lucas stood up, his heart pounding with a mix of anger and disappointment. He scanned the room, taking in the faces of the diners and staff. He wanted to remember each expression, each a silent witness to the injustice he had just experienced. "Thank you for your time," he said calmly, though his voice carried an edge of resolve. Before leaving, he looked at everyone, a silent promise of what was to come. The next day, Lucas's revenge unfolded in a way that no one expected. He returned to the restaurant, but this time he wasn't alone. Flanked by a group of his fellow officers, both black and white, he walked through the door with the same confident demeanor. Behind them were members of the community, activists, and local journalists who had caught wind of the previous night's incident. Lucas had shared his story on social media, sparking outrage and solidarity among the community. The hashtag Dine with Dignity had gone viral overnight, calling for a peaceful protest against the restaurant's discriminatory practices. As the group entered, the atmosphere in the restaurant shifted from its usual hum of activity to a tense silence. The manager, recognizing Lucas, paled visibly. This time, there were no whispers or hesitant stares. The staff and patrons watched in stunned silence. Lucas approached the manager, now standing at the entrance, and said, "I am here to celebrate my promotion with my friends and supporters. We would like to be served." Caught off guard and with no room for refusal, the manager nodded weakly. The tables were quickly arranged to accommodate the large group, and the restaurant, which had been a symbol of exclusion just the night before, was now filled with a diverse crowd united against prejudice. Lucas's actions that day not only secured a memorable celebration for his promotion, but also ignited a larger conversation about racial equality and justice in the community. His calm yet powerful response to the injustice he faced turned an act of exclusion into an opportunity for change, leaving a lasting impact on everyone involved. As the evening progressed, the restaurant buzzed with conversations about equality and justice. Lucas and his supporters, united in their cause, shared stories and experiences, creating a sense of camaraderie that filled the room. The wait staff, initially apprehensive, gradually relaxed and began to engage with the diners, realizing the importance of this moment. The presence of local journalists ensured that every aspect of the evening was documented. Cameras captured the diversity of the crowd, the unity of the community, and the determined yet peaceful atmosphere. Interviews with Lucas and other attendees highlighted the significance of the protest, emphasizing the need for systemic change. The manager, still visibly shaken, approached Lucas cautiously as the evening drew to a close. "Officer Lucas," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I want to apologize for what happened yesterday. I realize now how wrong we were. This restaurant has always been about community, and we failed to uphold that value." Lucas looked at her, his expression softening. "Acknowledging the mistake is the first step," he replied. "But real change requires more than just words. I hope you understand the importance of treating everyone with dignity and respect." The manager nodded, her eyes reflecting a mix of regret and resolve. "We will do better," she promised. "We will undergo diversity training and work to ensure this never happens again. We want to be a place where everyone feels welcome." The following days saw the story of Lucas's stand against discrimination spread beyond the local community. News outlets picked up the story, and it resonated with people across the country. The hashtag Dine with Dignity continued to trend, sparking similar protests and calls for change in other establishments known for discriminatory practices. Lucas received messages of support from people all over the country. Some shared their own experiences with discrimination, while others thanked him for his bravery and leadership. The restaurant, now under intense public scrutiny, followed through on its promise to implement changes. They hired a consultant to conduct diversity training, re-evaluated their policies, and engaged with community leaders to better understand and address the needs of all their patrons. Several weeks later, the restaurant hosted a community event, inviting Lucas and his supporters back as honored guests. The event featured speeches, performances, and a discussion panel on racial equality and inclusion. It was a powerful reminder of how one man's stand against injustice could spark a wave of positive change. Lucas's actions had a profound impact, not only on the restaurant, but on the broader community as well. His peaceful yet powerful response became a blueprint for addressing discrimination and fostering inclusivity. The story of his bravery and the subsequent transformation of the restaurant served as an inspiring example of how standing up against injustice, even in small ways, can lead to significant and lasting change. As Lucas continued his career with the police force, he remained a steadfast advocate for equality and justice. He worked to build bridges between the police and the community, ensuring that everyone was treated with the dignity and respect they deserved. His legacy of courage and leadership lived on, inspiring others to take a stand against discrimination in all its forms. Lucas's continued advocacy for equality and justice extended beyond his work with the police force. He became a prominent figure in the community, frequently invited to speak at schools, community centers, and civic events about the importance of standing up against injustice and fostering a culture of inclusivity. One evening, Lucas received an invitation to attend a town hall meeting organized by the local government. The meeting was aimed at addressing racial disparities and promoting unity within the community. Recognizing the importance of this platform, Lucas prepared to share his story and his vision for a more inclusive society. As he entered the town hall, he was greeted by a diverse crowd, reflecting the community's rich tapestry. The room buzzed with anticipation, and Lucas felt a sense of hope and responsibility. Taking the stage, he began with a recount of the incident at the restaurant, using it as a catalyst to discuss broader issues of systemic discrimination. "That night was a turning point for me," Lucas began, his voice steady and resolute. "It was a reminder that discrimination can happen anywhere, even in places where we seek comfort and joy. But it was also a reminder of the power of unity and peaceful protest." He spoke passionately about the need for empathy, understanding, and action. "We must not only acknowledge the injustices that exist, but also commit to being agents of change. This means standing up when we witness discrimination, supporting those who are marginalized, and holding ourselves and our institutions accountable." Lucas's words resonated deeply with the audience. As he concluded his speech, the room erupted in applause. People approached him afterward, expressing their gratitude and sharing their own stories of struggle and resilience. Among those who approached him was Sarah, a young activist who had been deeply inspired by Lucas's actions. "Your story gave me the courage to speak out against the discrimination I face at my workplace," she said. "Thank you for being a beacon of hope." Lucas smiled, humbled by her words. "Change starts with each of us," he replied. Together, we can make a difference. In the months that followed, Lucas collaborated with Sarah and other community leaders to launch several initiatives aimed at promoting equality and justice. They organized workshops on implicit bias, facilitated dialogues between different community groups, and developed programs to support underrepresented youth. One such program was a mentorship initiative that paired police officers with local high school students. The goal was to build trust and understanding between the police and the community while providing young people with positive role models. Lucas personally mentored several students, sharing his experiences and encouraging them to pursue their dreams. The impact of these efforts was profound. The community began to see tangible changes with improved relationships between residents and law enforcement, greater awareness of racial issues, and a stronger sense of solidarity. Lucas's dedication did not go unnoticed. He was invited to speak at national conferences, sharing his insights on community policing and the importance of inclusivity. His story was featured in newspapers, magazines, and even a documentary that highlighted his journey from that fateful night at the restaurant to becoming a catalyst for change. Through it all, Lucas remained grounded, driven by a desire to create a better world for future generations. He often reflected on the support he received from his family, friends, and community, recognizing that his achievements were the result of collective effort. Years later, as he stood at the grand opening of a new community center dedicated to promoting social justice, Lucas felt a deep sense of fulfillment. The center, aptly named the Lucas Johnson Community Center for Equality and Justice, was a testament to his enduring legacy. As he cut the ribbon, surrounded by supporters, he took a moment to look around. The faces in the crowd were a mosaic of diversity, reflecting the inclusive society he had worked so hard to build. In that moment, Lucas knew that his journey was far from over, but he was confident that the seeds of change he had planted would continue to grow and flourish. Lucas's story became a beacon of hope and a powerful reminder that, even in the face of adversity, one person's courage and determination can inspire a community and ignite a movement for lasting change.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more great content. Also, hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. If you have any thoughts or questions, drop them in the comments below. I love hearing from you. And if you want to see more, check out these videos right here.